We're here with Alasdair Skelton, who is a professor of geochemistry and petrology here at the Stockholm University. But more importantly today, he is the leader of Hub number 1 within the CIVIS Alliance, the Hub on Climate, Environment and Energy. Welcome, Alasdair, and could you tell us a bit about that?
Absolutely. I'm the chairperson for the Council for Hub 1, and that's Climate, Environment and Energy. It's the first hub launched by CIVIS. It's one of 4 that's going to be launched within the first 3-year period of CIVIS. The other 3 are Society, Culture and Heritage, which is going to be led from Tübingen and Athens. And then there is going to be Health, led from Rome, and there's going to be Cities, Territories and Mobility, led out of Brussels. Our hub is in its launch phase now. Our mission is to create excellence in teaching across our 8 partner universities, specifically in the area climate, environment and energy, and set that as a platform for research collaboration between our 8 partners. So we build what really will be the new type of university, and the new type of university of the future, where there are no borders. We are one Europe.
Courses offered within a CIVIS university is always co-developed with at least 3 universities within CIVIS. Why is that?
That's what makes CIVIS unique. CIVIS courses are co-developed by at least 3 partners, so that we're really bridging together. And not just 2 partners, which is something that already happens today. CIVIS is creating something new. We're trying to create a university from 8 is our ultimate vision. We want to do courses that are, obviously we need robust disciplinary courses to make a good education. But we also want to be creating flagship transdisciplinary courses that are ready to address the enormous societal challenge which climate change and the environmental crisis we're within is. I know, also to be clear what transdisciplinary means, sometimes one misunderstands that. That's not just lots of disciplines working together. It's involving stakeholders, the people who are actually delivering the solutions for the ongoing climate and environmental crisis. So it's a great way forward, educating not only for society but with society.
And do you think that in creating truly transdisciplinary courses, it's a prerequisite, or at least a huge advantage, to do that in an international setting, like 3 or more universities from different countries working together?
Again, absolutely. I think that when we bring, certainly for getting the multiple disciplines into our transdisciplinary courses, because we're each good at various parts. Maybe Stockholm is good at some part, Tübingen another, Athens another. When we get together, we're bringing in a lot more top-notch disciplinary knowledge to our courses, and with a pool of 8 universities, we can be bringing in experts in just about all aspects of the climate, environment, energy challenge.
So what do you think that the Hub 1 can offer students and faculty within these 8 CIVIS universities?
Right. In the short term, we're putting together a selection of courses that will be open to students within all of our 8 universities, and they'll be on topics that we're comfortable with. And that'll be already kicking off 2021. In the longer term, our aim is building a full education, ultimately, that you can read, an education that comes from these 8 universities, that maybe begins with a strong disciplinary focus and then moves on to the true transdisciplinary course that I think with this kind of strong partnership that we can create. So that's certainly be our long-term vision. All the details, how that's going to work, we don't know all that yet. We're creating something new, and we're working together. And as 8 partners from 8 very, very different places with very, very different starting conditions. So it's an exciting mission.
You're kicking off already in 2021, you say, but with the current situation and travel restrictions all over Europe, will those courses be online all the time, or will there be traveling between the universities, do you think?
There will be some traveling, but what I do want to emphasize is that if we think about the topic that this hub is responsible for, climate, environment and energy, we're not in the business of wanting to have a huge amount of physical mobility because that puts carbon in the atmosphere. We're looking at putting a strong emphasis on virtual mobility, corona or otherwise. We see this as a very, very important part of our mission, that the modern student is having as low a carbon footprint as possible.
So even in the long term, there will be a limited amount of traveling for students going between these 8 universities.
It's good that we do want students to move around because we do want them to visit other places. We feel that students learn a lot from the exchange of being somewhere else. We want to make it possible for that mobility to be in a green way. That's going to be as much as possible by rail. We want to keep all those doorways open. But virtual mobility allows us to get started. It allows us to build full programs and take full advantage of the enormous resource we have with our 8 universities. A course taught by 3 universities becomes a technical challenge if it's not partly virtual. What do you actually do? Move from place to place to place. It's not going to be that straightforward. But if you're doing it virtually, one lecture is from Marseille, one lecture is from Madrid, one lecture from Stockholm. The opportunities are endless. So absolutely, we plan to take full advantage of virtual. We don't see that as a problem. We see it as a plus.
And lastly, before we let you go, Alasdair, your personal involvement in this work, how has it changed your everyday life? Is it just a bunch of additional workload, or do you find it refreshing?
Of course, there's an additional workload, but it's such an exciting challenge. It's a really, to be right at the beginning of something so completely new, to be part of creating a university that spans across Europe. I mean, we're in a world now where we're seeing an awful lot of borders being pulled up. And CIVIS is all about taking those borders down. And being there at the beginning, it's worth every hour.
Thank you, Alasdair.